was just a lack of attention, lacking the attention of a father that I didn't even mention. It's cool having a brother who showed you the ropes. I wish it was my father, that would have been so good. Unfortunately, he didn't show me the ropes. Thoughts of your shatters as I threw a picture across the room. How many nights am I going to allow you to control my thoughts in my own room? Never did I thought you were going to be the one to hurt me. Never did. Greetings. I am your host, Sheena, with the Rock Truth Radio. Welcome and thank you for joining us with Rock Truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even over our very eyes, is constantly questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, inherited, and finally authority for all. Rock Bottom is founded on He who is the original point of reference for all things to come through eternity. The Rock Bottom podcast is a cross-cultural response to the generics, economics, and social injustice of the kingdom of women in today's society. Rock Bottom podcast is established for each one, reach one, teach one of the lost ark of embodiment as inherited of chosen daughter, therefore exposed to the hidden in plain sight, assassin attempt to the kingdom and morals, integrity and glory of her identity. Ultimate healing that broke in the love link between the kings and his queen by applying kingdom principles, revelations, and knowledge. The podcast seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlights upcoming established local queens and kings of the character, while also promoting Black and awareness of not only who we are, but who we belong to. It's absolutely a kingdom renaissance. Hello, hello, fellow rock troopers. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? As always, you know, I am your host, Sheena Ganon, and I'm always here to bring it to you because, you know, at here at Rock Bottom, we don't look like what we've been through. Today, my guest, Miss Willis, is in the building. Miss Colita, hello. How are you, honey?
Hi. Good evening. Good evening.
It is amazing to have you here. How is your weekend going?
All is well. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes. Listen, you know, we got to tell the views. I've been supposed to get you on here, but you know, just life tends to just happen sometimes.
Yes, and that's fine. That's fine.
So can you tell the people, like, where are you from? And just tell us a little bit about who you are.
My name is Colita Willis. I am from Savannah, Georgia, where I currently live now. I lived in Albany, New York for about 26, 27 years, and just moved back home about 4.5 years ago. I am an entrepreneur. I owned an online virtual boutique called Show You Right Boutique Inc. I'm also the owner of a domestic nonprofit organization called Laugh Anyhow. I'm also a professional healthcare provider. And an inspiring author.
Yes, I was waiting on it. Like, yes. Absolutely. We got a couple of Miss Mary Kay say yes. Hi, Mary. How are you, Miss Kennedy? And she also said, hey, Queen. So
how are you, Queen?
We hope y'all are all doing well. So, what did you get into first? Was it the boutique or was it the foundation, the nonprofit that you have?
It was actually the boutique. I started that in 2020, at the end of like 2020. And it was just a hobby that I wanted to get into. You know, it was just something I'm like, you know what, we're in a pandemic and it was just so much going on in the workplace, you know, and I was like, I got to find me, you know, I got to find me another end. So I was like, what do I like to do? You know, that, you know, I can make some income. And I was like, I like jewelry. I like, you know, purses, you know, I like to purchase all these things. So why can I sell them? And so it started with me attending one of the classes that my pastor, he hosts, like, you know, with the church members. And it's more for momentum and inspiration, you know, that, you know, get the entrepreneur out of you, you know? And so in one particular class, it was like it all clicked, it all came together. It was like, you know, this is it. This is now, you know, you don't wait around, you know, there's never going to be a perfect time for you to get it all together. You just launch now and go back and perfect later, whatever it is that needs to be done. And I'm like, but it's a pandemic, and God said, and this is why it's the time. And so that's what I did.
That is interesting, because you know, being that COVID came, a lot of people started like their small business and, you know, decided to say let's venture into something else. So for someone that, you know, say maybe they're trying to start it now, like what maybe be some key things you think they should actually think about first? Like one, you say find a passion, something you're passionate in. What else could they actually, you know, learn and figure out how to? Because you know, some people is still trying to figure out the steps into getting to entrepreneurship. So what kind of things could you give them, maybe like 2 gems that could help them to understand this path?
I would say definitely what your passion is, what it is that would, you know, make you dream, you know, about, you know, just elevating from that, you know, vision. What is it that you go to sleep, you know, thinking about, you know, being fruitful in, you know, that's your vision. And whatever that is, that's what you research on, you know. You basically, you know, you dive into that area, you learn everything it is that you need to know. And also, it's okay to have a mentor, have somebody that, you know, can guide you in that direction and tell you, you know, this is what it is that, you know, you need to outline, you know, when you're stepping into this area of doing this. That's the main thing. You know, you need somebody who's going to push you, somebody who's going to say, you know what, this is you. This is what I see you doing. I see you taking this all the way to the next level. You know what? And I'm going to help you. We're going to find out how you do this, how you do that. So that's another thing, you know, somebody, inspirational person, you know, who's going to have your back, and also your vision and passion, what it is that, you know, you get excited about when you think about, I could do something, you know?
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, that's the truth, because like if you don't have the passion for it, how you gonna sell it? Because it's just like it's almost like just going to somebody else's job. Like you get hired for this place and you really don't want to work there, but you're just working there.
Right.
So absolutely, it's definitely true.
Yeah, exactly.
We had somebody said truthful words. Yes, I don't know who the Facebook user is, but thank you. Yes, truthful words.
Thank you.
So the nonprofit you said you had that is related to domestic violence. Now let's get into that a little bit. How did you decided to even create a nonprofit?
Well, it's a domestic nonprofit corporation that I had an idea that I always wanted to do, and it was geared towards, you know, my life experience at the age of 14, having a stillborn birth. And I always said, you know what? I need to be the voice for those young teenage girls who are getting pregnant, who are hiding their pregnancy, who go home every day crying and scared of fear to let it be known that they're pregnant or who they're pregnant by, or either you know, speaking out for families who, you know, even if they're married, you know, you go in the hospital expecting to come home with another life, and you leave out with nothing. That's a mental that no one who has not been through can even understand, you know. Absolutely. And so even still to this day, you know, I have that in, you know, in my heart and in my mind about what if, you know. Right. And so I want to be able to journey with those people and let them know that, you know, it's others out here who understand what you're going through, what your pain is, and just be able to give back. And so what happened was my mentor and coach, Apostle Parise Parker, who's also the apostle of Make Time to Pray Ministries, she came to me and she said, you're going to have a non-for-profit, and it's going to be the foundation for what it is you want to do, but it's also going to allow you to speak at events. host, community functions, be able to
Right.
give back, as outreach, up under all of that, because
Mhm.
your pain, your laughter is your pain,
Right.
and I just was like, you know what? It makes so much sense. Everybody knows me for my laugh. And she
Right.
said, your non-for-profit is going to be called Laugh Anyhow.
Mm.
Through
I love the
everything.
name.
Yes. And I was like, and it just like everything she was saying, like the spirit just was laying on me, like, this is the way that we need to take this, no matter
Right.
what it was that I envisioned, it still was going to coincide with it, because it laid the foundation for what I wanted to do. And it also lays the foundation for me to be able to do other things outside of it. It's not just gearing towards one thing, it's
Right.
allowing me to help in all other areas. So that's how that came about.
I love it. And like you said, laugh anyhow. And a lot of times, a lot of us laugh to not cry.
Yes.
Or we use the
Yes.
laughter to make us feel better, so it makes sense.
Yes.
It just it clicks, and I definitely love it. So if someone needs to reach out to you to for the nonprofit or want to get involved, how do they get involved, and what can they do as far as trying to get involved or sponsor, or anything that they might want to intertwine with the domestic nonprofit?
Yes. So you can reach me at cwillis@gmx.us. We have just now became official with our articles of incorporation. So we're basically gathering everything together, getting the website and things up so that we can, have a pretty much idea and plan for where it is we're going to start with, giving back to communities and hosting functions, and also, reaching out to other, business partners, or, people in the community that may be able to contribute to the events by coming being a speaker or a host, or even sponsoring, for some of the give back functions, things like that. So yes, C Willis at gmx.us, Laugh Anyhow Incorporated.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, with the boutique, the nonprofit, what's your vision in the next 3 years for that?
My vision for Show You Right Boutique is for it to be an enterprise.
Mm.
Um, when I think of, where I want to be in 5 years, it's to be, in the industry of where I can say I've been put on the shelves of Walmart.com, Amazon.com. I can take, items from being in your jewelry closet to being in, your living room for my candles, to being in your medicine cabinet with my essential oils, aromatherapy oils, or even just, basically being a home name. I don't want to just, be known as, the boutique girl. I want
Right.
Show You Right to become a full enterprise.
Mm.
And that's being in every area of your house. And so I have products that can pretty much sit in almost every area of your house, and I'm still going.
I love that. Listen, and I love them essential oils and the aroma. Listen, not be needing that
Got
aroma
you.
therapy. And listen,
I got you.
a long day and dealing with kids, you like, wait a minute, I need a moment.
Yes, I got you. I
I
got
need
you.
a moment. Now, did your hat come from your boutique too? Because that hat is just styling right there. I'm,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
loving
yes.
that hat.
We have just received our new shipment of products. So for the up and coming seasons, we have new purses. We have new items as far as earrings, necklaces, and bracelet combinations. We have more of our candles, the fedora hats. We also have right now, which is in the making, we're going to be doing comforter sets
Oh,
for
see,
the
I'm
for the
really one
bedroom
stop
bedding.
shop.
Yes. Yes, and on top of that, I'm coming with more oils. Right now, we have Relax Me oil, ache and stress, Relax Me Oil, Calm and Sleep, and Relax Me Oil, Puffy Eye and Dark Circles. And so we're working on more oils to come.
I'm gonna have to get all of those.
I got you. I got you.
I'm gonna have to
You
get
got
all.
a VIP shipment coming in.
Yeah, listen, I definitely have to get all of those. Someone else said they love your hat too. So see, it ain't just me.
Thank
They
you.
loving it. They loving
Thank
it.
you.
Listen, shoot. Look, what's the website again so they can know where they need to go get it?
https:/showyouright.online.
All right. Y'all make sure y'all go grab them oils, the candles, and listen, she coming with the comforters and everything. The hats that listen. Spring is coming. Y'all best to get right for Show You Right. Stop playing.
Yes. Stop playing.
So tell me, you said you're about to be an author. So let's talk about this book journey.
Yes.
What made you decide to write a bike? A bike. What made you decide to write a book?
It started years ago. I used to write poetry when I was younger. And then, getting off track with things, being in the streets, out there doing things I have no business, having kids. It was like my inspiration was being snatched away, the things that, I enjoyed doing in my personal time, because I replaced that with things that I had no business doing. And on top of that, just feeling like I'm empty, like, I wasn't releasing, what was in me no more. I stopped writing. And so I got back into that. And then I spoke with a lady, like I said, who was in Albany, New York. Her and her husband, they had a bookstore. They're authors. They're also directors and producers of short films and documentaries. And we had a discussion. I wanted to take some of my poetry, turn it into a book, and also turn it into a documentary. And so, we was discussing some of these things. And I'm like, I got to get this back. I got to get my passion back for that. And so it was just something saying, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it just turned into a talk. And then one day I met my mentor and I basically said, I'm interested in, getting my book out. I've been, hesitant, stagnating, playing around with myself, just jerking myself around. And she said, you're 5 to 6 years late. And you should have had multiple books out by now. She said, God has already put them inside of you and you have not birthed them. And this is what you're going to do in this season. We're going to push those books out of you. And so that's how my writing journey started.
Whew, that's deep. Because, a lot of times, like you said, we allow other things to stagnate us from where we should have already to the path of where we've already been.
Yes.
So what do you think was your most stagnation moment that deterred you from your next journey that you were actually supposed to be on?
One, getting pregnant at a young age. 2, just chasing things and people that were not a part of my destiny.
So I'm sorry.
And getting involved in habits and being in positions that were hindering me from being focused on the path that I needed to be on, and so with that all combining together, it basically made me feel like I was lost at a crossroad, like I was just standing there like, where's my life?
Right.
And at that moment, when I came to realization of it years later, God had showed me something. And it was like, I realized, what do I have to show my kids?
Right.
What do I have to show them? Where's the evidence of me telling them to be all they can be, to be, great, to be,
Right.
somebody, that they can do all things, that they put their mind to. Where's the evidence that they see that in me?
True.
And so that's what brought me there.
And a lot of times we how you say, we get into these areas, or we have things happen, and it creates the decisions we tend to make, and instead of, because at one point I was running too, so I understand. It's like, you got a purpose, but you tend to run from it because you're not
Yes.
I don't know if I want to be over there right now, but this looked like fun, so I want to go over here. So I
It was
definitely
real fun. And I wasn't sorry about having fun at that time.
right, because most of the times we are like, hey, I'm grown, this is what I want to go do.
Yes.
Hey, why not?
Yes.
And reality starts sinking in, and we get in these situations like, why did I even do that? But life happens. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I definitely
Yes.
understand all of those things. Now, did you come up with a date of release for the book, or are you still working on it? We haven't decided on a release date yet. Have we come up with a title?
Yes. Yes. The title is To See or Not to See. And right now it's just being wrapped up. It's ready to be edited and proofread so that it can get in its final stages, and also just focusing on my covers. I have a vision of exactly what I want on the cover, as far as illustration done. So I'm just trying to find somebody who can put that vision in reality for me.
I love it. We have a comment in the audience, and whoever the Facebooker user is, I don't know, but can you just text the name so I can know who I'm talking to? But it says, I need help with connecting with more healthy women around my life, and I have a book that needs to be looked over. All right, so just connect with either or of us. Look, we'll find you the people if we don't got the answer. Look, we both willing and able.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
So we here for it. Whatever you need to find out, whatever you need to understand.
Well, they're on the right platform right now with Miss Gordine. You're in the right place,
Joy,
honey. So
absolutely.
reach out.
Connect with me, hun.
Yes.
You can follow me on Facebook. It's my first name, last name, or you can find me on Instagram as Sheen Ganon Author as well. My website is www.theladybehindthemask.com. So just connect with me. I'm here. Or you can actually on here too as well on Rock Truth platform. I'm here. So we here for it.
Yes. Yes.
So, oh, sorry. But yes, you are on, because she says she needs, and she said one key thing. She's like, she needed healthy women around her. And a lot of times that's definitely what a lot of us have to really get around us, because so many times we're around the caddies and the gossipies and the people that's just doing too much and toxic. And we forget that sometimes everybody doesn't deserve access to you. Everybody doesn't deserve to.
Don't start that. You finna get a sermon going now.
Listen, come on. Look, come on. You can preach it out. That's what we're here for. Because that's why listen, yes. Absolutely.
It wasn't until I lost people who I thought I wouldn't lose with messiness and toxicity that I was able to get closer to my purpose. It wasn't no longer just a conversation of purpose. It started becoming a reality. And those people started being replaced with destiny helpers that I did not know from a hole in the wall. They would just be coming a part of my life. God was just placing them, lining them up for me. You meet this one, you meet that one, you meet this one, you meet that one, and just sending them to me. And I'm like, but this is not my circle.
Right.
These are not people that got it out the mud with me. These are not people who I've been telling my dreams to for the past 20 years. Why are you giving me these new people? And he said, because these are the people who are going to push you. They're not there to have a good time. And so one day my bishop, Apostle Bishop Jonathan Fowler, he said, in a sermon and speaking directly to me, he said, there's a people in a place who are looking to help grow the grace on your life.
Mm.
And those people start coming into my life. And they didn't know anything about me. They just wanted to help push me. And even with me giving my testimony of my messiness and my ugliness and where I came from and how nasty I used to be, and how I just was very disregarded of, how, I needed to be pushed to the right place, but didn't want to be in the right place. They still were like, yep, and I'm here. And I'm here to help you. Right. Oh, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. You going. You going to the top. You going, And so that's where it is. And then I had to realize that the circle had disappeared because I no longer needed to focus on what the circle was. I had to look and see who was in the corners.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my stability. Mm-hmm. That was, my energy for, yes, go get it, sis. Go get it, sis. Go get it, sis. The circle didn't no longer stand anymore.
Right.
It was the corners.
And you know what? That is so often, like you said a key thing too. When you made the statement that the ones we thought that was digging it from the mud with us is going to be the ones that's going to be here. It's so hard so many times. We have these people that are attached to us that are a part of, we feel that's going to be, our ride or dies. That's my sister right there. She going to be here. And it'd be the main ones ready to see us fall.
Yeah.
They'd be the main ones clapping and hope for us to just smack down on our feet and not get back up and dust ourselves off again. And there's so many times we have to remember, everybody that comes with us is not always going to stay with us. They're there for a season and a reason.
Yes.
And I learned that, and like you said, and it takes me back to the mask. People put faces on to, have that in different intentions and things that they're trying to get from you.
Yeah.
And they play to be the friend, and they play to, I want to be here to listen, to then say, all right, so how am I going to make her crack? How am I going to break her? And they be the same one infiltrating, trying to defeat you. Yeah. And it's sad. It's hurtful because you have to go through the pain. So then that's where you say so close of how you got to be so intentional on who you allow around you now.
Yes.
Who you allow in your space, who you tell your goals to, who you even just give the slightest good of greatness, because the small things still piss them off.
Yeah. And you're right about that. It was those things that was becoming a change for me and them that started getting uncomfortable.
Right.
What I had noticed was that when I started accepting the new, it was going to affect the old me. And the old me kept people happy. Mm-hmm. The old me who liked to fight, who liked to cuss you out, who liked to turn up, hey, where the party at? Let's go. That made people happy.
Right.
But when I decided that I don't want to smoke weed no more, I don't want to be drunk every day, I don't want to be where the strip club's at, where the party at, where the turn up at, where it's going down at every night, it kind of, said, who is she?
Right.
Who is she? I know she ain't trying to change up. And what they never asked me was why.
Right.
What happened? Mm-hmm. No one was concerned. No one was concerned that what I encountered that made me say, I want to live better.
Right.
No one asked me that. And this is in my book. It took me a while to even discuss it with, people close to me. And I had to tell my mother one day, I called her and I was still living in New York. And I said, Mom, I saw it. And she said, you saw what? And I said, I saw the rapture. And that's what made me say, where you going? You going here? Mm-hmm. Or you going there?
Right.
Where you going? You gonna party or you gonna praise? Where you going? And so I was fighting. I was fighting. I was over here, trying to learn, and step into my faith and everything. But I'm still trying to hold on to my friends because these my friends. I can't leave my friends. I gotta make sure my friends happy. My friends ain't being, left behind, because I'm trying to journey over here. And that's when he said, "You ain't gonna let them go. I'm gonna let them go for you. I'm gonna let them go for you." And it hurt. It does. Tears, pain, the disconnect hurts, right. When you love people, deep, deep love, right. It hurts, but what I had to accept was that my pleasure and my pain was my purpose. Right. And it was only to make sure that, I gave him my full divided under attention. I was focused on trying to worry about everybody else being happy and being comfortable with me. But I didn't say, it's all for you. Right. I need to focus on what you have for me, God. And that's what he did. And he said, I'm the one you glorify. Right. I'm the one you please. And so that's where I had to get to, because I wasn't there yet, And so, like I said, it hurts, the disconnect can hurt, and it can cause ugliness. It can cause, people to be real mean and evil and everything to you, But he also told me, he said, the humiliation is your elevation. Stand in it.
Say that again. Make sure they catch it. Say that again.
He said the humiliation will be your elevation. Stand in it.
That is so powerful.
And I had to with the pain, because I wanted to fight. I wanted to get crazy. I wanted, with all of these indirect, conversations, you got Facebook, you got all this social media stuff. People hide behind a lot of things. People talk a lot of craziness behind these screens and stuff, and I'm the type that like to pull up at the door. And he said, you're not doing nothing. You're going to sit in it. You're going to accept it. You see the serpents. I done showed you so many people that, you done had sitting right next to you. And I done showed you their true form. And that hurt me too. And then he said, not everything is of them. You were ugly too. Mm-hmm. You were mean too. You said some stuff too. Right. And so he had to check me. Yeah. And because he had to show me, he had to say, some people, and this got me free in my living room one day. I'm telling you, I got on my knees and hollered and cried, and I wanted to fight any and everybody who came near me for about 2 days after this. He said, they don't like you. They tolerate you. And
it's crazy. I just wrote a post about that where it says, don't go where you're tolerated. Go where you're accepted.
Yeah, that's what he told me. That's what he told me. He said, you put a demand, your presence put a demand. So they tolerate it because you're so demanding. Mm-hmm. Step back. Right. Step back. And I had to ease up and look at that, and understand that, I need to listen more. I need to hear what people got to say, not always ready to override them. Right. Not always ready to correct them. And even when it comes to wanting my advice, be understanding. Don't be so authoritative. But I had to also understand my alpha was for a purpose. And it was the purpose to do what he needed me to do, not because I wanted to do what I wanted to do with it. My stance is for a purpose bigger, you know? And so I had to realize that I was using my stance and hurting those who were around me, when my stance was to use for the work of the kingdom. And so I had to get it together.
Listen, and I think a lot of times that's the hardest thing for ourselves, is to sit in our accountability and understand the parts we play as well. Because we good at pointing the fingers and saying what everybody else did.
Yeah.
But to sit and then hear the things we've done, we have to really prepare for that. And some people are really not ready for it either. That's why they still running, because they're not ready to face themselves, because we are so much our worst enemies. And we are so quick to judge everybody else and tell other people what they should do and how they should get themselves together. But we keep forgetting to look at the mirror and do our own mirror checks.
Yes.
Check ourselves to understand that we got too that we need to get together, and we trying to then deflect it because we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That internal work is hard.
It's hard. It hurts.
It hurts, but it's worth it after the process. And it ain't ever over. So just know, just because it's okay right now, you still got work to do. It's a work.
It's always a process.
It's always a process. So I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Just because today, you work through something, there's still something else that's in there that you still got to work with. So you ain't
another level.
Yeah, it's levels to all of this beyond the level. Joy, I think that's you that says your first time here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Stay, make sure you stay locked in. We around. Stay with us. Listen, we be here every other. I'm on every other Saturday. My next day back is March 12th. Just in case if you hop off before then, I'll be back March 12th for a show. If you ever want to come on, you can come on, and I'll talk to you too, Joy. We'll get it all together up in here, because at rock bottom, we don't look like what we've been through.
Yes, Joy.
All of it.
Yes, Joy.
You said you need some powerful women and some healthy women. We here for it. We'll create that circle and try it for you.
Yes.
And as you on your work, you'll find the truth. The rest of your tribe will come. Don't go looking for them. They'll come. He'll send them. So what else do we have planned for Miss Willis? What else we got going on? Because we got the shop, we got the books coming, we got the nonprofit. What else is in this vision?
Well, I am really focused on trying to build the brand. And with that, I am also on my journey, and I am a kingdom servant. I take my godly duties very serious. In my church here in Savannah, Improving Lives Church, with my Apostle Bishop Jonathan Fowler, that's my spiritual father, and so it's important that I stay grounded and rooted, so that I don't abandon my assignments prematurely. And so whatever it is that, I need to do to continue growth, or, lead me to, areas that will connect me, to my purpose. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to listen and to be obedient to God's plan. And that's through my man of God. And also, with my mentor and my coach and my spiritual midwife, Paris Parker, I just, I get fed the vision that it is for the entrepreneur in me. The push, the guidance, the kick in the butt sometimes when I get lazy, it's just preparation, for where it is that I want to be. And I said something the other day that, you know, without these leaders in my life, I don't know, you know, where I would be, because I would still be the old me. And I don't know where that would have led to. And I know of the times that God has saved me from me, that I could no longer be here. But I don't even want to think about the times that I don't even know,
Right.
you know, that he saved me and I couldn't been here, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense. I understand what you're saying. And to maybe break it down if people didn't get it, you know, it's more than a lot of times your life been on the line and you could have been dead. And he used his grace and mercy to save you because there's purpose and more for you to do.
Yeah.
So I definitely understood everything you said. Absolutely.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
So, you know, and a lot of times we you know, we tend to think back to where we've been, because you know, we've all might have been in those dark places that we could have been dead, gone, and he saved us for a reason.
Yes.
You know, and he has, you know, work for us to do, and we just got to be ready to be that willing vessel to just do what we need to do and purposely help the people to understand things, and you know, take that walk, because so many times you have people that are lost and they don't know where to go, how to do it, and how to make the moves, and you know, just how to understand. And you know, you kind of answered the question I was going to ask you on how important your coaches and your mentors are for you, because a lot of times some people don't have them, and I think that's part of some of the reasons some people are still lost, because they don't have that mentor or that coach to give them guidance, because we don't know everything and we're still learning and we're still trying to understand life in itself, because there is no book to it. There's no manual. Like a car, you know, you get in there, they'll tell you if something wrong, how to fix it. There's no manual to life. It's real crazy. So besides all of this, what do you do for fun? Like, what do Miss Willis do for, you know, just to mellow out sometimes? Like, you know, what do you like to do?
For the most part, I love shopping, and I love, you know, I love.
I think we all like a little.
I love finding little things, you know, that I can either create or, you know, add, you know, to my products. Also, I just like to have fun. I like I said, I like spoken word. I like to go to open mic nights, poetries. I love going to concerts, whether they be gospel, R&B. You know, I'm just a musical. I have a musical ear. On top of that, I like to do adventurous things as well. We could go to the shooting range. We could go skating. We could go get on the boat. We could, you know, I like doing adventurous things. And I'm a traveler, always have been since I was a baby, because my mother and my father, God bless us, so they were travelers. And so that's something they did with me from birth. And even now my kids do it. They're all over the place. And they call me and they're like, I'm on a flight on my way to such and such. What? You know, so that's what I like to do. You know, that's what I like to do. And just, you know, love on my family.
Yes. And that's a good thing, because, you know, out of all the hats we wear, sometimes we have to do that self-care. We have to remember, we have to take and pour into us and get rejuvenated after sharing ourselves in so many different areas. So, you know, that's why I asked, like, what are your hobbies? Because, you know, we got to have those. You got to find something to just, you can just sit and relax. Like today, I really took the day off. Like, I sat and I watched TV and I watched Netflix. I did no work. No, I did a little bit of work, but I didn't do a lot of work. Like, I wasn't like full force. I'm like, listen, I got a show. I'm chilling today.
Yeah.
We have to just take that time out to just disconnect.
Yes. That's me. I would disconnect and eat. I'm a foodie and I'm a cooker, and I can cook. So that's me.
Look, let me find out you about to have a restaurant too.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Nothing wrong with that. Can you tell the people one inspirational thing that could hold them for the next couple of weeks? Because I ain't going to be back till March 12th. And then tell them how to find you, connect with you, social medias, anything they need to, get connected you wise.
Yes. You can definitely follow me on Facebook, which is Show You Right 217 on Facebook. Show You Right 217 on Instagram as well. Also, Show You Right 217 on Twitter. So you can follow me on all three of those platforms. And I would just basically say, it's so much that I can say, but what I can say is that it is so easy for us to walk on the left side of the street, and it's a struggle for us to walk on the right.
Ooh, that was deep.
So if we ask, if we open our mouth and ask for God to guide us on our daily journeys, protect us from things seen and unseen that can lead us off that journey from reaching our destiny path. He'll do it. And so it comes with letting it come out our mouth. That's the most powerful thing, is the word. And so the word can guide us, even sending the word to places that we're not even in physically. We'll do what it said it came to do. And so if we open our mouth and speak it, it shall be.
All right. I hope y'all caught them words. If y'all didn't, do a replay, slow drag it and listen, because you can always catch the replay. Everybody, I thank y'all. It's been an honor to have Ms. Willis on today, and we thank you. Y'all go to her boutique, go get her oils, go catch them clothes, them candles, everything that she's coming out with. The book is coming. Be ready. Make sure y'all check out her nonprofit website when it comes out. Support, because that's the major thing. My big thing is support, because a lot of times we all want support, but we don't give it. So one hand, at the same time, it's always a blessing. Joy, we thank you for being here. She says she's going to look us both up. Yes, Joy, thank you. Look me up. Follow me on all my platforms. I am Sheena Godon, author, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. And if it ain't Sheena Godon, it's Sheena Master Motivation. So I'm around. Here on Rock Bottom, that's where I'm at. So it ain't hard to find me. You can catch me on my website at www.theladybehindthemask.com. As always, I am your host of Rock Bottom, where we don't look like we've been through. I'll be back March 12th. Anybody that wants to be a guest on here is more than welcome. So email us at rocktruth or absolutely nothing at all. We love you, and y'all have a great night.